almost didn't make it. I almost didn't last. Why does the week go by so slow, the weekend so fast? But luckily the day's come to take my cares away. It's not Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That's right, it's Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekend. So I'll get out of bed and be to work on time. I'll give this day to the company, the next 2 days of mine. And when my day's over and the final work hour's passed, I'll go home, have a shot of Cuero to the boss who can kiss my Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekends. Friday. Friday.
Oh, it's Friday, bitches. Enjoy yourselves. Just make sure you get there safely. Wherever you're going, if you got to go somewhere, this morning especially, take your time. Be on the lookout. Maybe don't go. I'm getting reports of all sorts of traffic problems everywhere. Lots of snow during the overnights in certain areas. Heavy, wet, thick, disgusting snow back right up in our grill. And, yeah, it wasn't any better at about 1:30 when I came to work. It's only gotten worse as the snow has continued to fall during the overnight. Reports that I-90 is at a standstill. All sorts of accidents all over the place. People in the ditch. Please be careful. Plows are just starting to get out there. I just saw one pass by the radio station about 10 minutes ago. That was the first plow I saw all night. So, yeah, if you don't have to go anywhere this morning, maybe don't. Call in and tell them you're not going to make it. And if you do have to go somewhere, give yourself, again, plenty of extra time and be very, 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 very careful. We'll get to Doc's racing report a bit later on. That'll be at 8:15 this morning. Bad News, Happy Music at about 8:40, 8:35-ish, somewhere around there. Give you an Olympic update just after 7 a.m., talk about what went down yesterday and what we can look forward to today and this weekend. All sorts of other stuff. Gene is out. Likely going to be back on Monday. But again, if you got to go somewhere, please give yourself plenty of time. Just got a text from someone from Kalmar, Iowa, and it looks like they got about a foot of snow already. That looks fun. Not. Got the old two-handle shovel there, the one with the regular handle and then their little scoop handle there in the front. Said when the Winter Wonderland is going on here, what in the Winter Wonderland is going on here? I thought we were done with all this snow. No, we're not done. Come on now. This is the Midwest. This is how it works every year. You get that false sense of hope, that fake spring. Sometimes it's in February. Sometimes it's in March. It's got to snow 3 times on a robin's back. All that crap. You're not new to this. This is not day one. Not a rookie. Let's go, man. Man up. It snows. It's February still. Deal with it. But be careful. Please. If you need something, rockmornings.com. If you want to get in touch with me, we've got some Foo Fighters on the way.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Dr. McSteamy, a.k.a. Dr. Mark Sloan, a.k.a. Eric Dane in real life, passing away yesterday at the age of 53. Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy dying after a battle with ALS. He was 53 years old. He announced his ALS diagnosis last year. Started experiencing symptoms back in early 2024. His wife, Rebecca Gayhart, and their 2 daughters are now without their husband and their father, Eric Dane. His family said in a statement yesterday he spent his final days surrounded by dear friends, his devoted wife, and his 2 beautiful daughters who were the center of his world. Eric, obviously mostly known for playing Dr. Mark Sloan, a.k.a. Dr. McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy. Also was Jacob Elordi's dad in Euphoria. And his final role played a firefighter with ALS on Brilliant Minds. He's also been in Charmed, Bad Boys Ride or Die, Burlesque, a bunch of other stuff. But Eric Dane dead at the age of 53. Member of the British royal family arrested yesterday after the Epstein files got released. This is former Prince Andrew, the brother of King Charles. Yesterday was actually his birthday. He's accused of forwarding confidential trade documents to Epstein. Could get life in prison. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but if he was a regular citizen. King Charles, expressing his deepest concern over the matter, added, quote, "Let me state this clearly, the law must take its course." Andrew also accused of sexual misconduct related to Epstein, and he has denied any wrongdoing. He was stripped of his titles and honors last year and evicted from the royal home, and now he's been arrested. That's one. The disappearance of Nancy Guthrie continuing, and some interesting stuff yesterday getting released. Google Trends said that online searches for her home address spiked 2 months ago before she ever went missing. Google Trends data, a new detail in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance case, said there were 63 searches in Arizona for her address in particular on December 5th, and then 66 searches on December 10th. Then the searches dropped back down to 0 and did not rise again until February 3rd, which was 2 days after her disappearance. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to track all those searches down through, IP addresses and all that stuff, ISPs and people using VPNs, if that's a possibility, but 63 searches on December 5th, 66 on December 10th, and then they dropped back down to 0. It's not like they went back down to 50 or 45. They went to 0. Also, the search continues. She's still missing. They found some DNA in that glove and in the residence, but it hasn't matched with anybody in the database. There was also an anonymous donation that was made and has raised the reward for any information leading to her return or her discovery to $200,000. $200,000. Got a text from Tom. Says, I'd not recommend traveling. Currently no traffic movement on I-90 towards Toma. Tom lives over towards Toma, so yeah, I would recommend not traveling at all if you don't have to. Different Tom wanted to hear some Royal Bliss. I'll try to get to that, and had a gentleman living in Iowa that sent in that picture from Kalmar with about a foot of snow. Said, what in the winter wonderland is going on here? I thought we were done with all this snow. Said, I've lived in Iowa all my life. I don't remember it ever snowing this much after a false spring. It happens. It just hasn't happened recently, right? Because we've had these mild winters without a lot of snow. But we got dumped on last night, and it's still coming down, at least here in La Crosse. Let me know how bad it is where you are. I'm obviously stuck inside of a studio, so I don't have the opportunity to travel around and check out the sites and see where the roads are messed up and where people are off in the ditch. So if you've got any of that stuff, feel free to text it to me. Let me know. Be more than happy to pass along that information. Right now, it's Of Mice and Men.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
After a very long break for the NBA All-Star weekends, the Bucks are back in action tonight. They'll be in New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. Hey, Pelican! That is tonight at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, the 24th ranked Badgers are still a ranked team, even though they lost to Ohio State earlier this week. Number 24 at home against Iowa. That game on Sunday at 3 o'clock on FS1. Bucks tonight, Badger basketball Sunday afternoon. The Brew Crew getting ready to start spring training games tomorrow. Of course, their season opener is just about a month from now, Thursday, March 26th. I know you look outside and you're like, doesn't look like baseball weather, but 1 month from now, they'll have those parking lots cleared, the roof will be closed, and we'll be ready for some baseball. But their preseason opener is on Saturday, tomorrow, and they just gave the new the manager a new contract. Pat Murphy gets an extension, reigning two-time NL Manager of the Year, making him one of the highest-paid managers in Major League Baseball. Does that mean they're actually going to go and maybe pick up some high-priced talent? No, of course not. The new contract for Pat Murphy, Adds a couple of years to his current contract and includes a club option for 2029. Guarantees $8.95 million in new money. So congratulations to him. He's got plenty of money to buy pocket pancakes now. And whatever other kind of thing he wants to keep in his fanny pack. Bears releasing a statement yesterday. Lawmakers took a step closer to making a stadium in Northwest Indiana closer to reality. The Indiana Senate already rapidly passing legislation setting up the parameters for a deal with the Bears, including a bond issue, a lease with the team, and some other agreements that a new board would make with the team. But questions still remain over whether or not such legislation would make it through the House. And despite earlier comments that lawmakers would not push the bill forward without the team's commitment to build in Indiana, it appears that things have shifted. Oh, there's money involved. With the Indiana House Ways and Means Committee passing an amended version of the bill unanimously yesterday, marking one of the biggest steps forward for the Bears in a possible move to a different state. So would they then become the Indiana Bears? They can't be the Chicago Bears when they're playing their games in Indiana, right? Oh, that's right. There's two teams in New York who do the same thing. The Jets and the Giants. Yeah, they say they're from New York, but they actually play in New Jersey. In their statement, the Bears said that if the bill passes, it would, quote, mark the most meaningful step forward in our stadium planning efforts to date.
The Bears.
We are committed to finishing the remaining site-specific necessary, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of crap out there. You can obviously read a whole bunch about it, and I'm sure if you're a fan of the Bears or the NFC North or someone who likes to go to football games, probably found out more about that than you needed to know. The Bears, though, maybe, potentially, possibly, perhaps moving to a different state. We'll see. We will see. Lots of money. A lot of people got to get paid. Lots of money. I mean, we're not talking tomorrow either. We're talking a long time down the road here. Just got a text from, I'm not sure who it is. They say, headed to Eau Claire today, drove 35 miles an hour through Galesville, Centerville to Arcadia, got on 93. You wouldn't even know that it snowed. Roads are absolutely clear. Like there was a line across the road where the snow stopped at. I was wondering about that. Yeah, getting dumped on in the La Crosse and surrounding areas down to Kalmar, Iowa, where that guy sent in a picture of about a foot of snow outside his garage. And whoever this is that just texted me said that they only got a little bit of snow. Can barely tell once you get to Arcadia and get on Highway 93. So I'm glad that your trip's going better. Sounds like you're going to get where you got to go on time. But if you've got to go anywhere in the La Crosse and surrounding areas, I would give yourself plenty of time or maybe make other plans because it's real bad out there. Shine down in a few.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Oh, you know who you are. You've been doing your daily action, putting lots of overtime. You need some time off satisfaction. Just think how tough it's been. You've been putting out all that labor. If you use your wit, you can get out quick and do yourself a favor. Friday in effect, and you're pretty beat, I bet. It's been one tough week, you've hit your peak, and you've earned your paycheck. But now this week is over, and it's a little fun you're seeking. Your grin is wide, and I know why. Look out, here come the weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
That weekend's gonna be a monster, y'all.
Yeah, the weekend is here, and I'm going to have to shovel in a couple hours when I go home. Oh, man, it's brutal out there in La Crosse. Apparently not that bad in some other places. Lori let me know that she went to Eau Claire, took the back way through Galesville, Centerville, and Arcadia, finally got on 93 after going through Arcadia, said you wouldn't even know it snowed. Roads are absolutely clear, like there was a line across the state where the snow stopped. Ryan also in Winona said we just got a dusting, so basically no snow. Lucky you, but our friend down in Kalmar, Iowa, with a foot of snow in front of his garage. And it's still coming down right now here in La Crosse. It's brutal. So please, drive safely, get where you're going safely, take your time. Don't go if you don't have to go. Wait till the roads are clear. Olympic Winter Games continuing today and tomorrow. And then, of course, the closing ceremonies will be on Sunday night on NBC. Actually, it'll be on Sunday afternoon. Happens at about 1:30. Also, today on HBO Max, the streaming premiere of Dead of Winter. I actually want to watch this. It's got Emma Thompson. She's a widow who goes up north to spread her husband's ashes and then stumbles upon a kidnapping victim that she tries to rescue in a brutal Minnesota blizzard.
Carl had an unusual request. He wanted his ashes to be scattered up north.
Try that again. You're dead.
Hello? Anyone out there? It's an emergency. There's been a kidnapping.
Yeah, so she goes up north there, hey there, hi there, ho there, to spread her husband's ashes. And while she's doing that, she sees a woman trying to escape from a kidnapping and then decides to get involved. Emma Thompson starring in Dead of Winter, which makes its streaming premiere on HBO Max today. Over on Hulu today, a movie called Watching You. It's an erotic thriller about a girl's trip from Milan to Minsk. No? If you get that reference, we could be friends. Australian actress Asia D is a woman who discovers that her one-night stand was captured by hidden cameras after someone then threatens her with the video footage. It's called Watching You, and it's on Hulu today. Let's see. Tomorrow night on CNN, a variety town hall event with Timothée Chalamet and Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
I watched a trailer for it. It looks like Matthew McConaughey interviews Timothée Chalamet in front of a bunch of regular people. So, yeah, there's that. And then, as I mentioned, the Olympics continuing today and tomorrow on NBC and Peacock. And then Sunday afternoon at 1:30 on NBC, it's the big closing ceremony from the Milan Winter Olympics. Also on Sunday on Fox, 20th season premiere of American Dad. That happens at 8 p.m., and Sunday night on HBO, the first season finale of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That's what's on the boob tube this weekend. If you want to head to the theater, check out a new movie, you can do that with How to Make a Killing. It's rated R, stars Glenn Powell as a guy who decides to kill all his other rich relatives who are in line to inherit the family fortune before he does.
Since the day I was born, my mother told me we were different. Yes, she had been disowned by her family. But someday I would become the sole heir. The real estate. Planes, an island or two.
Beckett, no way. So are you living in the city now?
Yeah, I do. A little outside of it.
Whatever happened to the Redfellow family fortune?
I'll inherit it. Someday.
Well, call me when you've killed them all.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happens. How to Make a Killing, rated R, starring Glenn Powell. We've also got Margaret Qualley, Topher Grace, and Ed Harris in How to Make a Killing, rated R. That's in theaters this weekend. That's really the only big release. There is a limited release. It's called Psycho Killer. You might have seen some of the commercials. It stars Georgina Campbell as a highway patrol officer who tries to hunt down a serial killer who murdered her husband.
It hasn't even been 48 hours since you buried your husband. What I hope to help you come to grips with, no matter how many times you replay what happened, the outcome is inescapable.
Ugh. Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Yeah, Psycho Killer. If they don't have that song in the soundtrack, it's got to be a fail, right? I mean, come on. Psycho Killer in theaters, limited release. I'm assuming that's rated R. That's what's in theaters. There's some new music coming out today. Youngblood, second part of his Idols album is called Idols 2. Electric Book. No, it's just Idols 2. Youngblood and 6 new songs on Idols 2, which is in stores today. He also, of course, on that album does a collaboration with the Smashing Pumpkins. The Mumford Guys have a new album out called Prize Fighter. They teamed up with Chris Stapleton for a song on there. Newfound Glory, some like pop, punk, ska music from the 90s. They've got a new album called Listen Up. And if you care, Moby has his 23rd album out today called Future Quiet. Moby, you could get stomped by Obi, as Eminem would say. So some movies, some stuff on your boob tube, and also some new music. Speaking of new music, you might not remember this, but several years ago, William Shatner, a.k.a. Captain James Tiberius Kirk of the Star Trek Enterprise. Yes, that William Shatner. He did a version of Iron Man, Black Sabbath's Iron Man.
I am Iron Man. I am Iron Man.
Oh.
Ha, 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 ha. Heavy boots of lead fills his victims full of dread, running as fast as they can. Iron Man lives again.
Oh.
Nobody wants him. They just turn their heads.
Yeah. William Shatner, a.k.a. The Shat. That was like 2014, I think that happened. I don't even remember why. I don't know if he did it for a charity or if it was some Black Sabbath tribute album or what the hell that was. But Shatner, who doesn't say Iron Man, he says Iron Man. To the point. Shatner is now going to be, at almost 95 years old, he's going to release an actual metal album. He's releasing a full album of heavy metal covers featuring bands including Black Sabbath, which I'm sure he's going to do Iron Man, Judas Priest, and Iron Maiden. It's a collaboration with 35 hand-picked metal icons. There will also apparently be some original songs. He's not the first person to do something like this. Obviously, Pat Boone back in the day, right? The leathered vest. Everybody made fun of that. Christopher Lee did it. He did it pretty well, too. Now Shatner, at the tender age of 94, is releasing a album of heavy metal covers. No word on any names, but Shatner has previously worked with Zakk Wylde, Richie Blackmore, Wayne Kramer from the MC5, Henry Rollins as well. So he's got the people in his Rolodex that he could work with. He's William effing Shatner, so I'm sure heavy metal legends will come out of the woodwork to work with James T. Kirk. It's apparently supposed to come out sometime later this year. He says, quote, "Metal has always been a place where imagination gets loud. This album is a gathering of force, each artist bringing their fire, their precision, their chaos. I chose them because they have something to say and because metal demands honesty." William Shatner, by the way, turning 95 next month.
I don't say sabotage. You say sabotage. I say sabotage.
He says sabotage instead of sabotage, and he also says Iron Man instead of Iron Man. I know one album I'm not going to run out and buy. Look, I like Star Trek, and I like James Tiberius Kirk, and I like heavy metal. I don't know if I like them all together. Just like lamb and tuna fish, right? I like lamb, I like tuna fish, don't necessarily go together. I'm good. It's Rock Mornings, Brian and Jean. She's out today. Let me know what you're up to. Find our contact info online at rockmornings.com. Just got a text from Sarah. Sarah. Oh, time is a good. I'm sure she's heard that many times in her life. It says, "Morning, Brian. Any idea the number of inches we have or are supposed to get? Trying to figure out if a 9 a.m. appointment is doable." I don't typically look at the weather forecast. I mean, I'll glance at it, but I don't give it much credit because it's wrong a lot of times. I do see that the snow is supposed to kind of taper off later this morning. Right now, we're in the midst of it, but it looks like, excuse me, Sarah, based on my weather app, that it's supposed to taper off at about 9 a.m. I know the plows are out there. They're working on the parking lots and the streets. I don't know how far you have to travel or what kind of appointment it is. But if you can reschedule, you might want to try to do that. I mean, you got 2.5 hours here before your appointment, so best of luck to you. Let me know what you're up to, rockmornings.com. Music from Rob Zombie in a bit. Speaking of new music, he's got a new album coming out. And right now it's Pop Evil.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
You know how your spouse leaves socks everywhere, your kids pretend to listen but really just tune you out, and your in-laws, well, you know. That's why there's National Love Your Pet Day.
Ooh, such a good boy.
That's right, a day where ignoring the bickering humans in your house to snuggle the dog isn't just acceptable, it's celebrated.
Mom, I love you so much.
So go ahead, tell him you're working late with Mr. Whiskers. Tell Junior the homework fairy called.
Who's a good dog?
And cozy up with the one who won't argue back. It's Love Your Pet Day. And honestly, it's about time someone gave a round of applause to the real MVPs of the home.
Aw, National Love Your Pet Day. It's also National Cherry Pie Day, National Handcuff Day. Just make sure you got the key. National Tartar Sauce Day, because it's the first Friday fish fry after Lent, right? Isn't that the deal? And you need that tartar sauce for that baked halibut or whatever you're eating later on, perch. It's also National Muffin Day.
I can't believe somebody pulled the top off this muffin.
That was me. I'm sorry. I don't like the stumps.
Don't like the stumps. It's okay to just eat the muffin top. National Muffin Day. To go along with Love Your Pet Day, Tartar Sauce Day, Handcuff Day, and Cherry Pie Day. It's also a snow day. It seems to have come to an end finally in La Crosse. Just got a message from Mike on Facebook. Said it's like someone flipped a switch and the snow has just about stopped at the airport. Yeah, same thing in downtown. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Got a text from Farmer Jay. Said, this is a reminder before everybody calls City Hall about where are the plows and why isn't my road plowed. Remember that the side streets always get plowed last. Yeah. Doc also texting in a voicemail about an issue over by, I believe, Sparta.
If you're traveling south on 14 towards Coon Valley, Westby, Viroqua, of course the roads are crap. But be careful between Coon Valley and Westby. The snowplow is in the ditch between Coon Valley and Westby, so please be careful.
All right, not Sparta, Westby, Coon Valley. Thank you, Doc, for that. We'll hear from Doc in about an hour from now with a racing report courtesy of Counting Materials. Also heard some royal bliss for Tom, who texted in earlier this morning. Thank you very much, Tom. Speaking of snow, some snowmobilers in New Hampshire are in the news because they saved a moose that was stuck in some deep snow. Something you don't think about, right? You might think about a moose crashing through a frozen lake, but not necessarily stuck in some deep snow. Yeah. This happened the other day in New Hampshire. Moose are obviously very dangerous. You got to be careful around them. So they apparently left the moose alone and went about their business, enjoying their snowmobile ride. But then when they came back, the moose was still stuck in the snow. So they spent about 20 minutes digging out this moose with their hands in their boots. They say that she was tired, but she was able to get up and move and go about her business.
We circled back about 3 hours later, found the moose in the same area. That's when we decided we should stop and give it a helping hand.
New Hampton, New Hampshire, a group of snowmobilers heading home for lunch after a ride in the North Country, helping a moose get free from some deep snow. Takes balls. Those moose, they can get you, man, if you're not careful. Saw that one woman in Alaska get chased down by the moose and kicked in the head. Oof. That was Mike Dion talking about the female moose. Said you could barely see it at first. That's all you could see was the hair on her head. Her body was sunk down in the snow. Said it was very clear that the moose was in some trouble. She was unable to move, couldn't move at all. Didn't know if her legs were touching the ground. There was so much snow there. Not quite sure what happened. With about 4 or 5 feet of snow on the ground, the moose had no footing, no way out. They tried looking at their cell phone to see if they could call in a DNR person, but no service out there in the middle of the woods. So they decided to take matters into their own hands and dig out the moose. She was able to finally get out of the snow and stand around for a little while, catching her breath and resting, and then finally meandered off into the woods. It's a cool story out of Tennessee. This is a very interesting situation here. A woman in Tennessee named Jennifer Skiles was adopted as a kid and then again adopted as an adult. She apparently tracked down her biological father. His name is Paul. And he never knew that she even existed. It's kind of like Buddy the Elf. Both of her original adoptive parents have passed on. So Paul, her biological father, who didn't even know she existed, has now adopted her a second time.
I sent a message to my dad. I said, I know you're just as nervous as I am. I'm praying for both of us. And then he called. And it was just like home.
I was like, the same reason you're looking for me is the same reason I'll never let you out of my sight.
You know, I choose to say, against all odds, I was able to find these two beautiful people that I get this life with now. And my dad and I, you know, we could sit and focus on the fact of everything we've missed, or we can look at it as an adventure of everything we get. And that's what I choose to do.
Born in Germany, spent the first 3 years of her life with her mom before being placed for adoption in the U.S. Apparently, her mom was involved in an abusive relationship. She got adopted here in the U.S. Her parents dying when she was young. Her adoptive father died when she was just 18 years old of a massive heart attack. Her adoptive mom, died of cancer when she was 25. And now here she is all these years later. Decided to try to track down her biological dad and did so. And now his name is Paul, has adopted her a second time around. Incredible. Olympic recap coming up in a few minutes. Going to talk about, of course, the U.S. women kicking Canadian ass yesterday. Oh, it was beautiful. A thrilling victory over Team Canada. We'll get to that and a bunch of other Olympic stuff in just a couple of minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Today's show is brought to you by curling.
Little less! Wow!
No, it's not. Get it off.
Whoa!
Oh, man. When you're watching snowboarding or skiing or the bobsled or the luge or any of that stuff, it's the whizzing. The high-pitched whizzing of the drones following the athletes around. And when you're watching curling, it's a much slower-paced sport. So it's just a lot of people yelling, hard! Hard! Oh, my God. Do they have to yell that loud? Is it necessary? It feels a bit unnecessary. Feels a little bit too much. Just a little. I mean, look, I get it. It's competition. You know, you got to cheer your team on, all that stuff. But it's just so, loud and abrasive. Curling, though, very popular. Lots of it, too. I heard Grant Bills the other day complaining about how there's too much curling. Only a couple more days left, and we picked up 3 more medals at the Olympics yesterday. Alicia Liu coming from behind to win gold in the women's figure skating. She's the first American woman to win any individual figure skating medal in 2 decades. The last gold that we won was Sarah Hughes way back in 2002, but now we got another one.
This is the greatest comeback I have ever seen.
The 20-year-old from Oakland, Alyssa Liu.
A script that would have been rejected as far-fetched. Alyssa Liu is the gold medalist at the Olympics.
Yeah, so we got a gold there, and then Jordan Stoltz aiming for a 3rd gold in the men's speed skating, but had to settle for silver in the 1,500 meter. He's got one more chance at a medal at the mass start event tomorrow where they all race together. So Jordan Stoltz claiming his 3rd medal. Wanted a gold, but got a silver. He's got a chance at one more medal. And then, of course, the thrilling overtime win for the U.S. women's hockey team over Canada. pulling the goalie late in the third period with about a minute and a half left, scoring the tying goal, going into overtime, and then getting the job done.
Here in the third period, 1-0 Canada. The United States sends out 6 skaters. The United States net is empty. Back out to Edwards. Edwards with a shot. Score! The United States ties it with a goaltender Cole, the captain, Hillary Knight. Next goal wins overtime. The outlet pass for Keller, the defenseman. Nice move. Cuts to the net. Score! Megan Keller, the overtime hero. The United States wins gold and more.
Oh, my God. So effing good. Megan Keller with the winner in overtime. Team USA, bitches. U.S. women's hockey taking on Canada in the gold medal match. Trailed for most of the game. Canada got that shorthander early. And the U.S. was putting shots on the net, but they just couldn't get past. That goalie, unbelievable. That Canadian goalie, give her credit, man. She's pretty good. They ended up tying it up late in the third, then won it in overtime. Canada taking home the silver, Switzerland getting the bronze. The men's hockey playing Slovakia today at 2:10. That game will be on Peacock. The winner of that game moves on to face the winner of the Canada-Finland game, which starts at 9:40 this morning on Peacock in the gold medal match. So if U.S. beats Slovakia today, they should, then they'll move on to face either Canada or Finland in the gold medal game. Heading into the final 3 days of the Olympics, Norway still has the lead with 34 overall medals, 16 of which of them are gold. Team USA now second, jumping into second with 27 medals overall. 9 of them are gold. Another moment from the Olympics yesterday was the Australian reporter who had to issue an apology. Apparently a mix of the cold and the altitude and maybe a couple of hits of the bottle, the old wobbly pop, got her a little off her game on air. She was supposed to do a little live cut-in broadcast type thing and apparently had a few too many mimosas.
Like, literally, the price of coffee over here is actually fine. Where are we going with that one? But anyway, let's get into today's spot. We're going to start off with some actual Brisbane Broncos gearing from their trip to the the UK rather, because Reece Walsh has stolen the show. He, of course, did that in the last year's Ashes series, crowning for 4 tries and claiming England's fans just 3 months following that UK club challenge.
Oof. Danica Mason says she totally misjudged the effect of having some alcohol before her appearance on Channel 9's Today Show, saying that the cold, we've got altitude, not having had dinner probably didn't help as well. She veered off topic there while discussing the Olympic locations, talking about the price of coffee. Talked about iguanas, not quite sure where they're going with that one. Yeah, she issued a live apology yesterday saying she took full responsibility for her actions. She said, "It's not the standard I've set for myself. So in saying that, I'm genuinely really sorry, and I'm thankful everyone for those messages I've received as well." Reminded me of Tara Reid.
Doing you guys, honestly, is beyond. It's my favorite one. It's so ridiculous. It's so bad that it's good, and it's just. We've already gone to outer space. I already had a baby instead of a shark. We've done everything. So you thought how can we top this one off? And they're like, I got it. Let's time travel.
Yeah, let's time travel. Dude, it happens to everybody. I don't know why we get all mad. Look. She's over there. It's probably a party most of the time. Hanging out with the athletes, all the people. Maybe she's got some stage fright. You have a little Irish coffee, maybe a mimosa or two, maybe a bloody. Then you got to jump on the mic. It happens. I do broadcasts all the time with a couple of beers in me. It's not unusual. She just had a little too much. Didn't take into account that there's some altitude and some cold, and maybe should have had a nice little dinner, a little base to settle things down.
Sweet berry wine!
But she issued an apology. She'll be fine. Olympics continuing today and tomorrow. And then, of course, the closing ceremonies are on Sunday on NBC. Doc is going to join me in about, 40 minutes. We'll talk NASCAR racing, recap Daytona, look ahead to this weekend's action. all that stuff. Rockmornings.com if you want to be a part of the program. It's always good to hear from you guys. Volbeat now.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Gonna get in the DeLorean for a second. Apparently this happened last season, but the video is just making the rounds on the interwebs today or recently. And it's funny as hell. Not quite sure what the outcome was with the lady in the stands, but Arizona State University, Dominic Longo is the kid's name. He was at the dish when there was a kid in the stands, obviously there with his mother, at least his mom, who yelled out, "Hey, 23, my mom thinks you're hot." Not quite sure if Dominic heard the kid yell it out. I mean, it was clear as day in the audio recording. But Dominic didn't respond to it, didn't turn around and look and try to see what he was talking about or who the kid was or where he was. But he did proceed to hit a home run. So the kid, of course, yells out, "23, my mom thinks you're hot." Several people heard giggling nearby where the kid was. And then Dominic Longo goes yard opposite field right afterwards.
Ooh, I took some MILF.
The hell's that?
MILF. Mom, I'd like to
Yeah. Not quite sure if she was, but apparently she enjoyed what she was looking at. Number 23 on Arizona State University's lineup, Dominic Longo. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene again. She is out today, hopefully back on Monday.
We thought it'd be fun to bring out the Zamboni and see how it worked.
No, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Here we go. Got the wrong Zamboni track.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Yeah. Minnesota, known to be the state of hockey in the United States of America. And they had a youth hockey game that went 12 overtimes over the course of 3 days. Yes. A youth hockey playoff game between a pair of Twin Cities Metro teams turning into a marathon event lasting 3 days and 12 overtimes. 12. Not one, not two. The Cottage Grove Wolfpack and the St. Paul Saints under 12 girls teams started playing at 7:30 p.m. on Monday nights at South St. Paul's Doug Woog Arena. The game was tied 1-1 after 3 regulation periods and 6 overtimes. 6 overtime periods on Monday night, and nobody could get a goal. Yeah. Play was suspended at 10:45, resumed on Tuesday with the 7th overtime. Despite playing through a 10th overtime, the game was still tied at 1-1, leading to another suspension of the game. The teams then convened again on Wednesday for the 11th and 12th overtimes. Earlier in the day on Wednesday, the District 8 consulting Minnesota Hockey for an agreeable plan in the event that the game kept going. Like, what the hell do we do here, guys? What are we supposed to do with this game? With ice time scarcity, along with the fact that the winning team would have to play their next playoff game the very following night, the game needed to end on Wednesday. They said, that's it. I don't care what you do, but it's got to end today. We can't go another day. We can't have this keep happening. The agreed-upon plan was to play 5-on-5 for the 11th overtime, then skating 3-on-3 in the 12th overtime, and then if they were still tied up after the 12th overtime, initiate a shootout. Despite several good chances, neither team broke through as both goalies stood their ground. Unbelievable. After the 12th overtime, the scoreboard still said Cottage Grove won, St. Paul won. The shootout required an extra frame. Go figure. Each team scored twice in the first 5 rounds of the shootout, sending the game to sudden death the rest of the way. Finally, in the 6th round of the shootout, technically the game's 16th period of play, after St. Paul missed their attempt, Cottage Grove and Ashlyn Anderson skating in, snapping a sharp wrister into the top corner, biscuit in the basket, game over. Wolfpack very happy. Lots of celebrating going on. After the game, Anderson said it was a move her brother had showed her prior to the game, while crediting the entire team for a remarkable win. By the way, Cottage Grove, their goalie, Lydia Petty, made 96 saves in the game. She and St. Paul's Ellen Weiberg combined to make 151 saves in the 3-day, 12-overtime game with a bunch of shootouts to get added on to the end. With the victory, Cottage Grove, by the way, advances to the District 8 playoffs. I think they played yesterday. Not quite sure what the outcome of that game was, but man, oh man, 12 overtimes over the course of 3 days, a bunch of shootouts as well, 151 shots defended between the two teams. That's insanity. And these are under 12 girls, by the way. Yeah. That's doing some hockey right there. Funeral portrait in a couple of minutes. Doc is going to join me a bit later on. RockMornings.com to get in touch with me.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Snow finally ending. Still really windy out there. I'm not looking forward to shoveling this. When I left my house this morning, it was very wet and heavy, and it looks like that continued. So I got a whole bunch of heavy, wet snow I'm going to have to shovel when I get home. Unless someone wants to go to my house and plow my driveway. I'm not above begging. So, yeah. That would be nice. Man, there's a lot of cars driving by that are not cleaned off. Don't be that guy or girl. I know it sucks. And I'm not saying you got to be perfect, but come on now. You can't be riding around with all that snow on your windshield or on your hood or on the back of your vehicle. Don't be that guy or girl. Be safe, be careful, get to where you're going safely. Obviously, if you see stuff when it comes to traffic or accidents, let me know. rockmornings.com for all of our contact info. Had several people earlier this morning when the snow was still coming down texting in, letting me know about road conditions. If you see something, let me know, please. The president of Burger King, with a clever marketing scam. I don't believe this for one millisecond. I mean, you know, you can do whatever you want. Maybe you get a form response, right? You know, you send in a text and you get that like automated response that everybody gets. Apparently, guests at Burger King can now call or text the president of the company, Tom Curtis, directly and share their personal experiences and feedback. Yeah, this is just a marketing ploy. This is not real. I mean, come on now. Burger King saying that Tom Curtis, the president of the company, will personally take as many calls as he can each and every day and answer every message that fans send to him. They'll be reviewed and responded to, not necessarily by him. I'm sure there's a form response or maybe a team of people. Tom said in a statement, this is the president of Burger King, the company, the corporation. Guests are our most important advisors, and there's nothing like hearing from them firsthand. So I'm excited to have an even greater opportunity to have live, open, and honest conversations. Tom can apparently be reached by phone. You can call or text him. The number is out there on the internet in case you miss it and want to give it a Google. It's 305-874-0520.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Turn around, look at that. You see what I mean? It's plump, it's juicy, it's 3 inches thick. Now, look at this sorry, miserable, squashed thing. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture?
Yeah. You're not giving me what you're selling me. And that is my complaint. That's the only complaint that I really ever have when it comes to any kind of fast food. I get it. You can't recreate the picture. You got a lot of time and effort and money spent to make that thing look as awesome. But it's not even, it's like 9 times out of 10, it's not even close. It's not anywhere near what that thing looks like. And now the president of Burger King apparently says you can get in touch with them and let them know if you've got a good experience or a bad experience. Let them know if someone's getting busy in the Burger King bathroom. Let them know if your Whopper doesn't... I couldn't tell you the last time I had a Whopper. Let them know if it doesn't live up to your experience. Or your expectations, I should say. Maybe you ordered fries and you got one onion ring in there. That's, consider yourself lucky, right? Isn't that the goal? Is to get that one secret onion ring? In other fast food-related news, apparently Dunkin' Donuts today is handing out single mittens for fans of iced coffee. Not quite sure if any of the Dunks in the area are participating in this, but they've got like a hot pink left-handed mitten to keep your hand warm and safe when you're holding your iced coffee. Several foodie people, influencer people on Instagram posting about the rumored freebie. They say the coffee chain, Dunkin' Donuts, giving away the apparel today, February 20th. Supposedly. The hot pink glove is meant to keep customers' hands warm while holding an iced coffee. Will come free with any iced beverage purchase, according to a press release. One day only after 10 a.m. at participating locations. And I don't know if that's 10 a.m. Eastern or 10 a.m. local time or what, but if you've always wanted a hot pink Dunkin' Donuts left-handed mitten to hold your iced coffee, today might be your day.
You want to talk real customers? Kid, that's me. I'm like the mayor of Dunkin's. This is the face of Dunkin' Donuts right there.
Yeah. Vanilla nut taps. I think I'm good. What good is one glove? What good is one sock? What good is one leg in a pair of pants? Moving on to Wendy's, another major fast food chain. They are, again, teaming up with the Girl Scouts of America and releasing their Thin Mint Frosty. You can choose between the returning Thin Mints Frosty Swirl or the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion. Both of the treats should be available at Wendy's starting today.
Where's the beef?
Might have already been in some of the Wendy's. Girl Scout Cookie Weekend is all this weekend. Those girls are going to be out there at locations all over the place selling their cookies. And now at Wendy's, you can get the returning Thin Mints Frosty Swirl or the brand new one, Thin Mints Frosty Fusion. And last but not least, I disagree with this wholeheartedly. Instacart, and this is their data, right? So this is the actual hard, cold facts. The orders that people place. This isn't some sort of whimsical topic that they discussed between all of the people that work at Instagram or Instacart. This is data. They say that on the app, Instacart, between July 1st of 2024 and June 30th of 2025, a full calendar year, the number one frozen pizza, the most purchased frozen pizza in the United States is Red Baron, according to Instacart. Oof. Look, I'm not saying that they're terrible, but they certainly wouldn't be my go-to for frozen pizza. Instacart releasing some data saying that the most popular frozen pizza brand in America, Red Baron, followed by DiGiorno, which isn't bad, and then Totino's. I don't know if I've ever had a Totino's frozen pizza. I've had the pizza rolls. I don't know. My wife and I, we always buy Screamin' Sicilians. Those tend to be our go-to when it comes to frozen pizzas. Not Red Baron.
Pizza.
Yeah. But Instacart saying otherwise. Number one pizza in America, according to Instacart, from July 1st of 2024 to the end of June in 2025 for a full calendar year was Red Baron's. We've got bad news, happy music in about 45 minutes. Doc is going to join me in about a half hour. And right now, you've got the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
8:15-ish on Fridays during the NASCAR season. We are joined on the phone by the one and only mid-pack legend, Mr. Technicality, Car 54, Billy Doc Niles, a.k.a. Captain Retirement, a.k.a. hashtag Mr. Fister, a.k.a. hashtag this guy.
Happy July.
Happy St. Patty's Day. It's a couple weeks from now. Work on it. Hashtag this guy.
I'm kind of anal.
That's what all the guys at the campground say. Hashtag this guy.
He's got it locked on the rock. He's listening to the doc.
I know Shorty is in Florida because he already texted me. Hashtag this guy.
You're getting a thrill By listening to Bill.
If Jean were here, she would say always. Hashtag this guy.
He gets to stay on the box.
That's exactly what I'm going to do this weekend with all this snow, is stay on the box. Hashtag this guy.
Going to have to come from the back.
And I'm going to do that, too, after I stay on that box. Hashtag this guy.
Going to be a big one for them.
That's what she said. Hashtag this guy.
He could be coming from your backyard.
Oh, I'm coming from all the back places. Hashtag this guy.
A lot of beating and banging.
Oh, sounds like a good weekend at Doc's house. Hashtag this guy.
Nothing says you can't slip one in without saying anything.
Oh, Sneaky Pete. Hashtag this guy.
First day with the new tongue.
Yeah, practice. Hashtag this guy.
God damn, I'm going too fast.
If Jean were here, she'd say, nobody ever said that about you, Doc. Hashtag this guy.
He sees her. He doesn't have time to turn away from her. Blasts her in the rear end.
Oh, I love that one. I love it. It's my favorite. Hashtag this guy.
Whoa, what am I touching here?
Whoa, what are you touching here, Doc?
I am touching a snow brush.
Yeah.
This is not the 1 to 3 inches they said we were going to get.
Yeah, you and everybody else. I did see Winter Storm warning, and I thought, we'll get some snow, whatever. And then I woke up at 1 o'clock, and I went outside, and I was like, what the hell is this crap? And it was heavy and wet and disgusting, and now it's even heavier and wetter and thicker and deeper, and I got to go home and shovel all this crap.
Yeah, I got up at 3 this morning, and I took a peek outside, and I just shook my head like, yeah, they got it wrong again. So,
which is why I told
what are you gonna
Sarah.
do?
Why I told Sarah earlier, I don't pay attention to the weather because they're never right. Just wait till it to happen, and then I'll figure it out. But Daytona last weekend, kicking off the regular season for NASCAR. Reddick with the win, 23-11. Michael Jordan down there. Did he touch that kid's butt? What's the deal here? Did you see any of that?
Yeah, he was. I seen him doing it while it was happening, and I thought he was just playing with the kids. So I don't know what everybody's up in arms about.
Shortly after, people want to make a big thing about everything, and apparently the people are saying that he touched Reddick's kid's butt. I didn't see anything all that crazy or weird. I mean, there's a million people around. Everybody's, going crazy, and maybe he was just trying to pat the kid on the back or something. I don't know.
Yeah, get thoughts of wrongdoing out of your mind. He was having fun with the kids, so he didn't do anything wrong. He was just giving the kid a couple of happy whacks on the backside. That's all I saw it for.
Reaction to the
Daytona,
race.
Yeah,
reaction to the race. Good on Reddick. It looked like Bubba Wallace was going to get the win there. Led a lot of laps, but it ended up being Reddick at the end. I was kind of surprised the caution didn't come out with all the wrecks that happened behind him.
Well, that's on the last lap. I thought the same thing. I thought for sure Chase Elliott was going to win this based on that wreck that happened right behind them coming through 1 and 2. But they let him race all the way to the finish, and what a heck of a finish it was. Reddick caught that run coming off of 3 thanks to Riley Herbst, and Herbst, Keselowski can blame Herbst all he wants. Herbst was just going for the win by trying to go to the outside around Elliott, and that's exactly what he was trying to do the way I saw it. So Keselowski can stow his criticism for all I care, but the last few laps were exciting. That's the way the race should be. As much as boring as that third stage was, I mean, 3 Toyotas pretty much parked it in the front. They're all running three-quarter throttle just to save fuel so they can do a quick pit stop at the end, and that's not racing, and it was rather boring to watch. If there was a time to take a nap, it would have been during that third stage. So I don't know what NASCAR is going to do about that, but they got to do something to fix that. So that's the way I might take on that. But other than that, the race was really good up to that point, and it was really good on them last 10 laps.
Doc, I just saw this morning a lawsuit in NASCAR with JG. What's going on with this lawsuit? I didn't get a chance to read anything about it, but do you know anything about this lawsuit with JGR?
Okay, so here I've got about 4 paragraphs I printed up. I'm going to read them verbatim here. It's Joe Gibbs Racing on Thursday filed suit against former competition director Chris Gabehart for allegedly embarking on a brazen scheme to steal JGR's most sensitive information to benefit a rival NASCAR team, Inspire Motorsports. The suit was filed in Western District Court. It claims Gabehart violated his contract, stole confidential team trade secrets when his demands for additional authority were rebuffed by JGR's owners. The suit said Gibbs denied the request of Gabehart. He wanted to leave, and Gabehart said he wanted to leave the organization. In the course of negotiating a separation agreement, JGR alleges it learned Gabehart had been meeting with Spire Motorsports, which triggered the organization to do a forensic analysis on Gabehart's team-issued laptop. The results were shocking, they say, as they found he'd been Google searching Spire Motorsports, since October and November, and folders marked Spire were in there and past setups, and more than a dozen images of JGR files containing information and trade secrets. So basically what it is he would, he stored all the stuff on his computer, and they found it. They went in a deep dive and they found it, and apparently they think he's taking it to Spire Motorsports. They're suing him for over $8 million plus damages. Yes, so we're going to see how that one plays out here in court. So we'll give you more details on that when the time comes. They are at Atlanta this week. They call it Echo Park now. It's a 1.54-mile quad oval, 28-degree banking now. Christopher Bell won this race last year. Chase Elliott won the race back in July. Qualifying record set by Jeffrey Bodine without a restrictor plate in 1997 on 197.4 miles an hour. Fantasy experts, they like Logano, Blaney, and Elliott, and because it's a restrictor plate track, Keselowski, Hamlin, Byron, and Wallace are names I threw on mine. VegasInsider.com brings us our odds this week. Blaney and Logano at plus 1,000, Busch and Elliott at plus 1,200, Cindric at 1,400, Hamlin, Bell, and Byron at 1,600. Doc's smoker calendar is empty this week, but if you're looking for something to do tomorrow afternoon, at Coulee Golf Ball, the Onalaska Community Days 9-pin tap tournament is going on. They have 2 shifts at noon and 3 p.m., and there's only a couple of lanes left on both shifts, so you might want to give them a call and get on there. They'll have prizes and raffles throughout both shifts. Myself, Mrs. Doc, and our friends Mike and Mary are the defending champions of this tournament. Hey. We dare you. We dare you come out and try and beat us. You could sign up by finding the tournament page on Facebook, Onalaska Community Days 9-pin tap tournament, or by calling the Onalaska American Legion and leaving a message for Travis or Ethan. To keep up to date on all the smokers and parties going on throughout the area, check out the Midwest Racing Smokers page on Facebook. And remember, during smoker season, get out and support a great local short track team. Doc's Race Report is brought to you by our friends at County Materials on Empire Street in Holman. That is this week's race report.
All right, Doc. Well, I know you're out in the middle of nowhere waiting for a parking lot to get cleared. So take it easy, be careful, drive safely, get home safely, and we'll talk to you next Friday. All right, buddy?
I appreciate it. Thanks. You guys be safe, too, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Every Friday at 8:15, Doc joins us on the phone to talk NASCAR racing. Always a pleasure to hear from the big guy. Bad News, Happy Music is coming up next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
We are staying in the great state of Wisconsin. This is in New London. A elementary school teacher arrested after being accused of using cocaine at school. Lori Laubenstein facing a charge of possession of cocaine with a modifier for possession of a controlled substance on or near certain places, a.k.a. elementary schools. According to the criminal complaint, authorities said someone made an anonymous tip about Laubenstein, who is a teacher at Lincoln Elementary in New London. I believe Wapaka area, right? The tipster said a school resource officer had noticed changes in her behavior. The person who tipped off the authorities also told police they had seen Laubenstein frequently going into the bathroom with her purse and had found bloody tissues along with white powder in the restroom area. They said that the school principal was informed about the concerns but did not take them seriously. Authorities say that a school resource officer took a sample of the white powder to the police station where it tested positive for cocaine.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
School resource officer returned to the school on February 12th with a police canine, searched Laubenstein, finding cocaine in her purse and in her coat pocket, doubling up According to the New London Police Department, investigators interviewed Laubenstein, who told them she had started using cocaine in August. Also admitted to using the cocaine that day before school started and after school, as well as in the classroom and the teacher's lounge bathroom. She was coking it up everywhere. Laubenstein told the cops that she always cleans up after herself and would never put her students in danger. Yeah, you know, the whole being high on coke while you're teaching class doesn't put the students in danger at all. It's just leaving the drugs out, right? The school district sent a letter to the parents and family notifying them of the investigation, saying that at no point were students or staff in harm's way. The situation remaining under investigation. Oof. Man, I know kids are tough to deal with. That's why I don't have any kids. But that's not a good way to go about it. Not a good way. Dancing humanoid robots. You know, one of my favorite things in the world. Yeah. They were on the stage earlier this week during the annual China Media Group Spring Festival Gala, the most watched official television broadcast in China. Lunging back and forth, backflipping, landing on their knees, spinning around, jumping. Not a single one fell over. They're getting better. The display was very impressive, apparently. I didn't watch it. But people are concerned because these robots are not only dancing, but they're also doing kung fu. And if they can do kung fu and they can dance and jump and sing and do whatever else they can do, what else can we expect these robots, these humanoid robots from this China Media Group Spring Festival Gala to do next? What is the next thing? Is it taking over the human population? Is it terminating us? Is that what they're going to do? Maybe. Maybe.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
Yeah, experts have mixed emotions, saying that the robots have limitations, and the display of these Chinese robots should be viewed through a lens of state propaganda, right? Like, the government wants you to think this is good, so they're going to make sure it's good. I don't know, dude. I don't want dancing kung fu robots. I don't want any robots. I have occasionally toyed with the idea of a robot lawnmower, but I don't even want that. Developed by several different Chinese robotics firms, they performed a wide range of intricate stunts, including kung fu, which is the last thing I want to see, is a robot learning kung fu. But the clips are going viral. People are freaking out. Consider myself a bit perturbed by Chinese kung fu robots. I'm good. I don't need them. I think I'm all right. Hashtag Florida man. You knew he was going to show up. This is a guy accused of breaking into an SUV in a Publix parking lot. This is a grocery store chain down there. And smashing up a woman's car. Unfortunately, he got the wrong car. You know that scene in Road Trip where she goes to the wrong campus and tells the wrong girl that she was cheating on her boyfriend, and then she goes out and smashes up the dude's car? Kind of like that. Justin Allen, hashtag Florida man, arrested after he broke into an innocent Publix employee's vehicle with a hammer. So yeah, it wasn't just some customer either. It was some woman who works at the grocery store, and she's in there working, bagging groceries, restocking the shelves and cleaning up puke on aisle 7. And this idiot's out there smashing up her SUV.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car! I'll verify that. Get out of the car, get on the ground right now.
You could tell she's still a little shooken up that her world got rocked like that, but a big smile on her face, and definitely was just upset that someone were to do that to her vehicle. I talked to the manager where she works and said she's one of the hardest workers there, and she still came to work right after all this. No excuses.
Yeah, that is a guy from a car dealership right down the street from the grocery store who apparently helped her out with a new rental vehicle and is going to work on getting the repairs done to her car because she's an innocent bystander, right? She drove to work. She went in the store. She's doing her shift. And this lunatic shows up and took out a window with the hammer, right? Broke out a window. Got inside the car, started smashing the radio with the hammer. Cops were called. You heard them there at the beginning. Showed up, took the guy out of there at gunpoint, got him into cuffs. Justin, the idiot Florida man who smashed up this poor woman's car, claimed that his ex-girlfriend left him for another guy and stole a bunch of his belongings, including his medication, which he obviously was not on. Yo, Garth, kick your Ritalin in. Not clear if he had any of the medication or if that's just a story or not, but the car he smashed up actually belonged to a random grocery store employee who was inside the store working when it happened. The local car dealership helping her out with the repairs, also set her up with a free rental. Chest cam footage of the whole thing. Cops mentioned Justin might be on something. They said that he thought his ex-girlfriend was in every white SUV that drove by. Yeah, that's a good sign the guy's either on something or not on the proper medications. He's now facing charges for burglary, possession of burglary tools, criminal mischief, and drug possession.
Sorry.
Tiffany, what the hell are you doing?
Who's that guy? It's her boyfriend. That's her boyfriend? Yeah. He's been cheating on her.
Oh, yeah. Got the wrong car, wrong girl, wrong school, wrong city, all that stuff.
Was that wrong?
Yes, that was wrong, actually. Oops. Bad news, happy music, couple more. A dentist in Texas arrested for allegedly performing dental surgery while intoxicated at a pediatric dental office. So this wasn't just an adult that went in and got in the chair. This is somebody's kid getting his teeth worked on, and she's drunk AF.
It's definitely a very unusual case. The caller alleged that there was a dentist practicing and showing signs of intoxication. They found Kelly Buck, who did exhibit signs of intoxication, failed the field sobriety test. She was ultimately arrested for performing surgery while intoxicated and taken to the Grayson County Jail.
Yeah, apparently she was acting tipsy, and some of the people in the waiting room or in the lobby decided to call the cops. They showed up, field sobriety test. She failed and then was arrested.
Is this real life?
Yeah. Kelly Buck is her name. Failed the field sobriety test at the office. Arrested on a state jail felony charge of performing surgery while intoxicated. She has been a licensed dentist in Texas for 10 years, since 2016, has an otherwise clean disciplinary file, right? No other problems with her, just decided apparently to go out for some mimosas before work. 36-year-old booked into the jail, released after posting bonds. The police there emphasizing how seriously they take cases like this. Didn't specify whether she appeared to be intoxicated by alcohol or drugs. If convicted, by the way, she faces up to 2 years in prison.
I'm not that intoxicated.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And last but not least, this is a great story. And I kind of agree. This clip is going viral. And look, man, I'm not the guy to go shouting from the mountaintop about representation. Why would I? I'm a white guy. You know, I'm a white male. There's plenty of us out there. But I can appreciate seeing people of different backgrounds and different lifestyles on my television and in my movies, right? You like to see those people, right? Well, there's a viral video of a goth chick doing news in Alabama. Social media going into an absolute downward spiral trying to find this woman. The video was shared on Twitter just a couple of days ago of a young woman with very dark hair, jet black hair, a very dark black tank top, multiple tattoos, and the septum nose piercing at a news desk, sharing an update about Lockheed Martin's missile production, under the current administration. And, of course, the video goes on the interwebs and people go nuts.
Defense contractor Lockheed Martin is planning to quadruple its annual production of high-altitude missile interceptors.
Why the has it taken 80
years for hot goth babes to become news anchors.
Dudes be losing it about the goth chick on the news. They be losing it. We're tired of blonde women, right? We're tired of these skinny blondes. We want some goth chicks. We want mommies out there. Is that what's going on? It's actually a student. Her name is Avery Lewis. I'm sure she's not too happy about all the attention she's getting. She works at a college news station at Troy University. And people are losing their minds about her all over the interwebs. Somebody said, we're going to have to put a pause on calling people and things goth until we figure out what the bleep is going on. People finding out that goth girls like to do the news. Interesting. Somebody on Twitter said people don't realize what a foothold goths have in the South. It's like one of those countries with a protected minority that's entitled to 5% of the national delegates. Oh, man. Yeah, people very fascinated and enamored about the goth girl doing the news in Alabama. If you haven't seen the clip, you can Google it. It's pretty funny. Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We will get to our daily check-ins in a couple of minutes. But first, a band that announced a big tour earlier this week. One of the umpteen thousand bands that announced they're going on tour in this coming year. Looking forward to seeing them at some point, along with the 8 million other bands I got to buy tickets for.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website. You can head there for all of our contact info. You can listen to the show live on the website. You can also check out our daily podcast. So if you missed something from the program and you want to give it a listen, maybe play it for your friends, you can do that at rockmornings.com. You can also download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app. Download them both. Submit videos, pictures, voicemails through the apps. Register for contests, all that. Listen to the stations with the app wherever you go. Got a text from Benjamin. He said, not just kung fu, they're doing sword and nunchuck and staff fighting sequences. It was slick but spooky, and not of the spooky spin variety. LOL. I hear you clucking, big chicken. Anytime you got synchronized robots with weapons, it's not a good look. Not a good look. Brenda said Skynet is right around the corner. Shut the robots down. Jason is out plowing snow. He said, I'm out plowing snow, and there's 1 million people driving around. Tell everybody it's a snow day and go home. Tom, who texted in this morning, I got a text from Tom in Cashton at 5:56 this morning, just about 3 hours ago. Tom at 5:56 said, I'd not recommend traveling. Currently no traffic movement on I-90 towards Toma. I just got a text from him at 8:49, literally a minute ago, who said, I've listened to the whole show since I'm still stuck on I-90. Bro, that is terrible. Oh, man. That's like my worst nightmare. And I dealt with traffic growing up because Boston, New England, Manchester, Concord, all the places out in New England, it's a lot of heavy traffic, a lot of people, small area. Oh, God. Oh, Tom. Sorry, man. That sucks so bad. Got a text from Brian in Colorado. He said, hey, I got off work yesterday. Was watching the U.S., Switzerland, and curling. Wild games, and both the USA in overtime with the win. Hell yeah, let's go USA. I heard Michael Jordan was trying to get the ice off of his shirt. And hell yeah, go Reddick. I don't like that he drives a Toyota, but a good win. Thank you, Brian. Recapping everything there, talking about the Olympics and the women's hockey team winning gold and Michael Jordan brushing off Reddick's kid's shirt or whatever the hell he was doing. And Thank you, Brian. Jacob texted in earlier. This was about an hour ago, so I don't know if this is still true, but he said Highway 27 northbound from Westby to Cashton is shut down right now. Shorty, living in Florida, said, drive safe, Doc. The snow sucks. I haven't seen a single flake of snow in a long time. Shorty, of course, lives in Florida. Johnny Beavers, the Wild Man, said, good morning, Brian and Gene. Hope you guys are doing well. From the Wild Man, I think Mother Nature is being bipolar. No, I think it's winter, dude. It's February. It's supposed to snow. That's what happens in February. We got lucky. We got a couple of days of mid-50s, but this is more normal than mid-50s. Toma Tom says, if you can say something about people exiting off Highway 16 between Sparta and Toma, that would be amazing. So if you're trying to get off the exit, or if you're on I-90, try to get off the exit, solid idea. That would be me. I'd be getting out of here. Lots of people texting in earlier this morning about the traffic and the road conditions. Appreciate it. Lori, Sarah, Doc letting me know about the conditions. Had a guy in Iowa, Kalmar, Iowa, with like a foot of snow outside his garage. Oof. Tom wanted to hear some Royal Bliss earlier. We did that. Thank you, Tom. Lots and lots of people contacting the show this morning. Thank you very much. It's good to hear from you guys. Appreciate it. And again, if you got to go somewhere, avoid I-90 out by Toma. And be careful. Get where you're going safely. My wife said that the roads are crap. They're absolute crap. She went to work not too long ago and said it was very icy, even the plowed roads. I know that they put down that treatment yesterday, but it doesn't seem like it's working yet. Have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekends. Go Team USA. Let's kick some ass in the hockey at the Olympics. And we'll talk to you on Monday.